Hi everybody, this is Diane. Thanks for coming to my channel today. I am having a lot of fun working in the Cirque de la Lune journals, and I'm using the digital kit from, I always have to stop and think, Beyond, Miles Beyond the Moon. So I've made a lot of progress today. This one is the journal that I'm keeping. This is the one that will be in my shop. I'm working in my journal first, and then I catch up in this one. That gives me a chance to make any corrections. If I, if I see something that could have been done better in mine, I'll do it better in this one. So far, I've been doing pretty good. So I'm going to go through this really quickly and show you what I've done and show you what we will be doing in the other journal, because I'll have to catch up in that one with what I did in this one. So I'll just point out things that you didn't see yesterday. We did all that yesterday. So I did this last night after the video. I just wanted to have a diagonal pocket here. I had said I wanted to cover up the bottom part of this page. So I just made a triangle pocket out of a piece of cardstock. And this is one of the cards from the digital kit. I love the image, and I like that it's a square. Usually you see rectangles. So I thought that was fun. And then I took a digital check. Matches the color. That was coincidental. But it had the stamp images there. So this is a French check. Cirque de la Lune is a French circus. So I took that background image and just glued one of the figures from the kit onto it. I will do some distressing on that. But I already did this in the other journal, so that's not something we're going to do today. I had this wrapping paper that I wanted to reinforce so that you could write on it without poking your pen through it. So I just put on some of the dyed paper, the copy dyed paper that I had done, and stamped some corners on it, and added this little image that was cut out of a magazine. We did this bit yesterday, so if you missed this fun feature, you can go back and see yesterday's video. I did my fabric flips, and they are done in both journals. Remember that clown that I cut out yesterday? I finished cutting around him and glued him on there. So this is something, I did this in the other journal also because I wanted to do all the sewing, but I just want to add the little gold stars onto this. But this is the pocket I made for this tag. I don't know if I showed you that I had stenciled stars on the backs of these little tags. I will also point out things I know I need to do. I think all of the rest of the decorating I do will have to be one-dimensional, like pretty flat. So you can see I added washi tape up here. There are a couple pages I need to do that too in the other journal. We're not going to do that in this video though, probably. So I will, maybe stamp here or add some sort of embellishment. Anything. I think I'll leave that plain, but maybe do something over here. And here I'll definitely want to do something. And on this page, it's a vintage magazine, so I will reinforce that. Because it's from the 1920s. And I might do something here, I don't know yet. Now this is a fun thing that I did with my little die cut tabby things. I don't know what they're called, swivel tabs or something like that. So I'm going to show you how I did this. We're going to do this on video for the next journal. Or yeah, we're going to do it today. But let me show you. There's a pocket here behind this red card. And I tucked in a page from that Circus journal There's no journaling space on it because I really like that image of the whole circus troupe. And it was 2 pages. And the crowd behind. I love that picture. It's at the New York Hippodrome in 1937. And this. So I just tucked that in as something fun to look at. And then I cut one of my dyed pages in half and just folded it and tucked it in there so there is journaling space. And this swivels. And you can open that up and you can write on there or put a picture or something. And this is a stamp, Make Today Ridiculously Amazing, which I thought was a really great sentiment to put on there for a circus journal, and one of the images from the kit. And you may remember that I had wanted to use the hand for the little swivel thing, but I didn't. After I decided to put the child there, I decided I didn't want it to look like a hand was reaching out for the child, so I switched it for that. And then I just, well, I guess we already did that yesterday. We did the peanut bag and tucked these tags in that we made the other day. We did that. So the only other thing I did was add the popcorn bag on the back inside cover, and I made this tag to go in there. I still have to put something through there. I put a metal eyelet on there. And that's just an image from that circus book. So let's, without any further delay, turn to, see, I think I might use some of these stamps on some of those blank spaces, so I'll make sure they go into both journals. Let's turn to this journal and get busy. I'm going to flip through the journal that we just looked at as I go through this, just to make sure I don't miss what I want to be doing. I have done a lot of prep work. So here is the diagonal pocket with the card on it, and then another canceled check, French check, digital, with this little girl, and I will distress that. So here's something, let's start out with something real easy. We'll just add these pieces to the wrapping paper. Here's my little stamp. It's a corner stamp from Stampin' Up! From 1998. That's an old one. But I just thought it was so cute. Makes great corners for a circus journal. This is one of the tags, or one of the papers that got some of the red dye on it. Some of them transferred colors when I had different colors overlapping each other in the oven, and some picked up colors from the baking sheet, and I think that's what happened here. Which I didn't clean the baking sheets off, I didn't wipe them off before I started dyeing, so that was from the previous dyeing session where I used sprays. I dyed the paper. It was just like white paper, and I dyed it in coffee. And then while it was laying on the paper towels on my kitchen counters, I spritzed it with some of my ink sprays or watercolor, or what do you call it, food coloring sprays. And then I put them on the cooking sheet and put them in the oven. So some of the color was still on the cookie sheets, and I didn't clean them off on purpose because I thought for a journal like this it would be really fun to see what kind of effects I would get. So I like that. Okay, that was quick and easy. I refilled my bottle. I let it get low, so I fight with it. Even in videos, I'm fighting with it, but I don't want to just keep old glue all the way in the bottom, but I got tired of it, so I filled it. Okay, that's what, wait, this is not the one we're doing. This is the one we're doing. We have the computer paper. There's the fabric flip. I made a little fabric ruffle up there with 2 rows of rickrack. Got a piece of stationery here. So I might cover the letters. I don't know. I don't know yet about the final details, but we're getting pretty close to the end here. Here I'm just going to glue this lady on from the Circus book. So I'll do more things like this with either stamps or just gluing things. It doesn't have to be an image. It could be a border or a cluster, like a little paper cluster. I don't want to add too much more bulk. I do have a few stickers, Circus stickers, left over from my Cartabella journal that I did a few years ago. Now I have these vintage Denison stars, and I will decorate this card. It's a lady, I don't know if you can see, she's a bareback horse rider, and she's got one leg on the horse and the other leg up in the air, so she's hanging on with one leg. So for these, it's pretty simple. I just, cut the picture out and trimmed it down and cut a pattern cardstock slightly bigger. There's not a lot of space here because it's a very narrow book. I think I'll just do that 3 in a row here instead of scattered like in the other one. I'm going to take my sweatshirt off. As soon as I get working, I get warm. Okay. I have these gold ones that are vintage, and then I have silver ones. These are slightly textured, but the silver ones are not, but they're the same size. And they're not as curly as these. But I love these gold stars. And I got them at flea markets. Those are things I consider amazing finds. I've had them for quite a few years, and then I forget to use them. Funny thing is, I needed something to put my little stars in that I cut with my Cricut, and I wanted to put them in here, but to kind of keep them contained. So I took the lid off of this little box. It's always on my desk, always, I don't always see it. And I took the lid off and I'm like, oh, I should use those. Okay, so that is done, and I tucked in the panda tag. To continue what I was saying, I just added this image to the cardstock image and then did some messy stitching around it, and I got carried away when I was sewing it to the page and was going to sew all the way around because I had just done that. So I have a few little holes in the paper there where I started to sew it to the page, and it wouldn't have been a pocket anymore. And I'll put something here on this page, not completely, I want you to have journaling space, but I'll do something there. I'll put some washi tape up here, and I will reinforce this. But another thing I want to do is cover this because this is not Circus related. So I'll get to do some extra decorating on this page. And I'll add something up here. I'll leave the poems where you can read them. Now we're going to do this fancy pocket. Hopefully it won't take too long because I have everything prepped. Look at all the pieces. Some of it is things that are going to be tucked in after we're done. So these are going into the pocket. These are all the pieces for the pocket. I probably won't use the hand, but I have it here just in case. I'll probably use that. This red cardstock is really thick. Well, thicker than the other cardstocks that I used. So I didn't double it, but with the one that's in my journal, I took 2 of these and glued them together to make them a little stiffer. So I have to remember how I did this. These are both cardstock pieces. This is going to be the back pocket, and this is going to be the flip out. So I need to trim that. Okay. And I'm going to round the corners of the flip. I got the idea for this from a journal maker that I just discovered. She does not have a lot of videos, and it looks like she hasn't been making videos for a long time. I mean, she hasn't been doing it long. The one that I saw was a Circus one. I was watching some Circus journal videos to, just kind of get me in the mood and get some inspiration before I started these, and I found this one. And she has other journals that have the same sorts of decorative elements, like this kind of a pocket thing I'm showing you, but with different themes. So she just uses the same ideas and translates them differently in different themes. And I was going to look up her channel and I forgot to, but I will link this video, this particular video, below. But she uses these swivel things. I don't even know what to call them. She uses them in her projects, and that's what inspired me to get my dies out and start, cut some and start using them. But she did a pocket similar to this one. Her journal is not tall and skinny like this, but man, is that a good journal. It is an awesome Circus journal. So I'm going to link it below. Okay, so I have those done, and before I do any decorating on that flap, I'm going to make it into a flap. And in order to do that, I'm going to attach this strip of the dyed paper. I cut it 1 inch wide and the length of my piece. I'm just going to ink the edge quickly. It is already coffee dyed. It was a bright yellow paper that I coffee dyed. I just want to darken the edge of it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put glue on this. First, I'm going to mark the center, because I didn't do that when I made mine, and I think this will be helpful. Just put a mark right there at the top. And at the bottom. So I guess I might as well just put glue on half of it. Whoops. Well, this part's going to be... I'm gluing the side that I inked, and that's going to be covered. That's what my oops was. You won't be able to see that anyway. This will be glued down to the page. But this side you'll be able to see. So I'm going to ink it over here. And I'm going to fold it up just to get the fold started. So I didn't do this before. I just glued the whole thing and then tried to glue the pieces on and struggled a little bit. Not terribly, but I could see where it would have been easier to do this. And now I will put glue on this. And lay my piece down. And fold the hinge part over. So I had to make sure this was narrow enough that because it's facing the inside of the book, I need to be able to get things in and out of it. And you saw I didn't have any troubles doing that when I flipped through my journal. So that's how it's going to look. I might as well decorate it before I glue it on. So I want to add this little boy. Oh, another thing I have to add is a tab. So I have something to attach the swivel piece to. So this is the same paper as this, but I have the small check showing here, so I'm going to have the large check showing on the tab. So this was just a tab that I made with my Stampin' Up! tab punch. But you can make any sort of tab. In hers, it looked like the back, this red pocket, the tab was part of it. So if you have if you know how to make tabs like that with your envelope punch, I think people do it with. I don't know how to do that. So I just thought, I have a tab punch, I'm going to use it. So you just need something. You could just even, before you cut your card out, you could just make a circle, draw a circle around there, and then cut it and make the circle like that, and then you'd have a spot to put your swivel. So let's do that right now. The swivel. Don't think I want to use the hand. He's a little bit smaller than the girl. He's shorter, but I don't like the hand with the child there, so I'm going to do that. So I just used, did I not put it back? I did not put it back. I used my pokey tool to make a hole in my tab. And kind of wiggle it around to make it a little bigger, so I can put the prongs of my brad through it. And I happen to have these brads with this fun design. They had different designs, black and white designs. That's the one I put in mine. They're perfect. Oops, gotta put this on. So these, if you didn't see earlier, I have a set of dies, and I got them from Amazon. I'll try to find them and link it. So I just die cut a bunch of colors of the different sizes of, there's hands and then hearts and then this shape that I'm using. The back of the brad won't show because this will be glued down to the page. This will be open, but you know, the back will be disguised. I wondered if I should put something here to cover the brad, but I don't, the prongs, but I don't think it is inhibiting anything going in and out of the pocket. So this is what it will look like with the swivel closing the flap, and then you move it and you can open the flap. So I'll put him on, and I have this stamped piece that I already cut out. Just rub a little ink on him. He's got a lot of white showing. And then glue them. I'll glue him on first. I think I would like this, when it's straight, to kind of be level with that indentation between his head and shoulders, for aesthetic reasons. Isn't this fun? It's so fun to design with these bright colors and fun circus images, but just to do fun things like this too. I might add some quotes, more quotes to those blank pages that I said I would do something to. Just depends on what I feel like they need. So now all I have to do is glue this on as a pocket. This is not the bottle I just filled. So I didn't know if I should glue a strip here for writing on, but I think you can write on the red. So I think I'm just going to leave it. And then you could, it's hard to write on this flat part, so you could just glue some pictures there or something. Isn't that fun? Let's see if there's anything else we need to do. I think the last thing is just this back pocket for this video anyway. And finish the tag that goes with it. This is just a popcorn bag that I got from Amazon. I got a bundle of popcorn, peanut, and pickle bags. If you want me to link that, I will. I wish I knew how to do Amazon affiliate. I don't know how. Because I'm always telling you stuff I got on Amazon. Now I just need to make the large tag. I cut this image out of the Circus book, like I said. All I have to do is glue that on. And then I cut this piece. I thought this squiggly stuff was really fun. It's just a 12 by 12 paper. And I traced around it and then cut it smaller. And I put an eyelet in it, one of my slightly bigger eyelets. See, I got this from Amazon too, this set of eyelets and the tools. Not this. My husband gave this to me. So I've had it for a long time. And the hammer didn't come with it either. And I'll use a red eyelet. Put that on the front. And then there's a washer. That you put on the back. And then this has a hole that fits over. Oh, forgot about this. This little part. You slip the eyelet over that, and then the washer. And then this fits right over that stem. Holds everything in place. Super easy. And I don't know what fiber I'm going to put in there yet, but I know I'm going to put my signature on the back. So I'm going to make my little signature stamp, but I won't sign it till I'm done. I don't sign them until I'm done making them. I have two different signature stamps. They're both the same size. They're both round. So I can use the same punch to punch them out. It's 1 1/4 inches. Might as well make, yeah, I'll make a signature stamp for my own journal. That way my kids will know that I made it. And I'll just glue it here, and then when I'm done with the journal, I'll sign it. Now, let's determine what we're going to put in that hole. I'm going to slip it in the pocket and look at the top of the journal and see. What I have sticking out right now are these colorful fibers and this colorful rosette. So I think whatever I put in that tag is near enough to the top that it will stick out a little bit. So do I want more of the same fibers? I think so. I think that would make it fun to have all those fun, colorful fibers popping out. And I even got this at a flea market. Got a whole bunch of eyelash yarns and stuff like that. Some of them were tangled up really, really badly. I threw away a mass. I untangled what I could and then threw away this mass of eyelash trim yarns in different colors, all tangled up together. But I had a lot left to play with. So just a little bit sticking out. There we go. I would love to use some more of the wonderful vintage images from the Circus book, the small Circus book. that I've gotten these images from. So if I can tuck more into some of the pockets, I will do that. Speaking of tucking into pockets, I think this is dry now, so I can tuck these in. So this is some acrobat ladies and a poster. So this is pretty fat. By the time I add reinforcement and whatever I want to glue onto some of the pages, I think it's going to be pretty as fat as I want it to get. So I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I think these are going to be really great journals. Thanks for watching today, and that's probably all you'll see until you see the final flip through. So I hope you've enjoyed this adventure, and once I'm done with these, I'm going to clean up and start getting ready to make the Christmas journals. And then after I'm finished with the Christmas journals, I will get back to making some circus journals, and I will make some ring-bound ones, and then I know I will make one or two of the ones with a spine and several signatures. So I'll be able to use some more of my fun supplies. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have felt inspired and have had fun thinking about the circus along with me, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.